Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboy Sports Report. It is the first day of June 2022, 8 p.m. Central Time, my time, of course. And want to touch on a couple things. Today we get the $10 million cap room from the Collins cut, giving us $23 million free and clear to spend on who we would like. And I know Steven said a while ago that free agency is not over. I do not believe it is. We'll bring in one, at least two guys. My wish list is to bring in Anthony Barr and either Will Fuller or Julio Jones as a wide receiver and a defensive tackle and Akeem Hicks or Ndamukong Suh. Or if not one of those guys, Jim Treader, the center. So it'd be a linebacker, receiver, and a trench player. If we sign three guys to a one-year deal, we would be so damn super solid. It would be nuts. So watching Undisputed last few days, Skip Bayless, I'm going to write him off for a while. Skip Bayless had the cojones to say that he trusts Jalen Hurts more than Dak Prescott right now. That the Eagles have the inside track in the division, as a lot of people are saying. Fun fact. Before we get into all this, guys, please subscribe, like, and share. This would mean the world to me. I started this channel mid last season. Got a late start on it. I should have done it a long time ago. Law Nation was my inspiration in doing it. And I've been a Cowboy fan since '93. First game I saw was Super Bowl 28 against Buffalo. And for some reason, I fell in love with the star at 6 years old. Ever since then, I bled blue. I've got a Rolodex of information in my head about this team that dates back to '95 until now. That would blow your mind. I could be on ESPN, FS1, NFL Network, on the panel, and hold my own and debate very good if I was given the opportunity, but I don't have a journalist degree or anything like that. But guys, if I get to 1,000 subscriptions, that's my goal, my first goal. I can make it to a monetary channel, which means I can make a little side money discussing a passion of mine and help feed my family in the process of doing that. It's always been my dream to make a little bit of coin talking Cowboys. Now, fun fact I was getting to. The Eagles, right? All these offseason moves coming out the gate, going to be hot. The team to watch out for is the Eagles. Baby girl, go downstairs and play, please. Did y'all know that the Eagles have not beat a winning team, a team above 500, since December 13th, 2020? That's 1 year, 5 months, and almost 3 weeks. It's almost been a year and a half, calendar year and a half, since the Eagles have beat a winning team. Last year, they went 9-8. All 9 wins were against horrible teams. None of them even a 500 team. I mean, you can't be 500 anymore, but none of them not even an 8-9 team. All their wins came against horrible teams. And the only reason why they snuck into the playoffs in the 7th seed last season is because 5 of their last 7 games were divisional games. And one of them, they lost against the Giants, the 4-13 Giants. They got very lucky to get that 7th seed. Had they not had that 5 divisional games in the last 7, they would not have made the playoffs. Then they get to the playoffs and they play a team with a winning record and they don't have a shot because they are one-dimensional. I don't care if they got Randy damn Moss. They got A.J. Brown. Like I said, his stats mimic Michael Gallup's. Look at their stats from day one to now. They are identical. A.J. Brown is a good receiver. He's not an alpha male number one receiver. He'd be a number two receiver on 75% of these teams. He's the Eagles' number one because he's the best they got now. The Eagles, since 2019, have only beat 3 teams with a winning record. 3 seasons, 3 victories against teams with winning records. 2019, they beat Green Bay, who finished 13-3. They beat Buffalo in 2019. I think they finished 11-5 or 10-6. And 2020, Jalen Hurts' first game, they beat the Saints 24-21. Last year, they beat no winning teams. So 3 seasons, 3 victories against teams with winning records. Last season, we had 4 victories against teams with winning records. And against the teams that didn't have winning records, besides Denver, we demolished all our divisional games, the Giant games, the Redskin games, Philly games, were all blowouts. The Eagles had tight games against Washington, split against the Giants, and barely snuck into the playoffs. And then Skip Bayless had the nerve to say that he trusts Jalen Hurts more than Dak Prescott right now. Look at these quick stats. 2020, 2021. 2020, Jalen Hurts comes in midseason, has 148 attempts, 77 completions, 1,061 yards, 52% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, 4 picks, QBR 33.8, had 13 sacks, got sacked 13 times, lost 59 yards, and his yards per game were 70.7. So his first year playing, he only had how many starts? 4 games that he started. Averaged about 71 yards a game passing. Last season, had 432 attempts, 265 completions, 3,144 yards. Completion percentage of 61%. 16 touchdowns, 9 picks. QBR 48.5. He got sacked 26 times for a loss of 150 yards. And his yards per game were 209 passing yards per game. 209 passing yards per game. Dak in 2020, the year that he broke his leg, they had about the same amount of games. Dak started 5. Dak had 222 attempts with 151 completions, 1,856 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks. His completion percentage was 68%. And his yards per game were 371 because coming from behind those first 5 weeks. 371 yards per game. Quarterback rating 73. And had 10 sacks. Got sacked 10 times. And then last season, Dak Prescott throws the ball 596 times, 410 completions, 4,449 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 picks, completion percentage of 68.8, 278 yards a game passing on average, QBR of 60, and sacked 30 times for a loss of 144 yards. Now, if you look at the run game, where Hurts has the edge, his first season, he had 63 carries, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaged about 24 yards a game on the ground. Last year, Hurts had 139 carries, 784 yards, 10 rushing touchdowns, averaged about 52 yards a game rushing. Dak, we'll just do Dak's rushing yards last year. He had 48 attempts, 146 yards, a touchdown, and averaged about 9 yards a game rushing. So if you want to put Jalen Hurts rushing yards, 784, on top of his passing yards, we could just round it up and say 38, 3,900. Just say 3,900 yards rushing and passing combined. To Dak's 450 yards passing. 37 touchdowns in the air 37 passing touchdowns by Dak and a rushing touchdown. 38 touchdowns compared to Jalen Hurts, 26 touchdowns. I'll take Dak's 37 touchdowns against Jalen's 26 any day. Our quarterback is 3 times better than Hurts. Hurts is not a good thrower of the football. In this next season, the tape is out. That offense they ran the last half of the season against bad teams, against teams that had 3 or 4 wins, teams are going to catch on to that now. In this next season, when they try that RPO, run offense, it's going to get stopped like it did at Tampa. At Tampa, they shut down the run game and said, Jalen, beat us with your arm. He couldn't do it. Like I said, even if they had A.J. Brown, then he couldn't do it. So this season, especially when they see us week 6 with our defense, we're going to take away that run game. Micah Parsons and company, Tank Lawrence, Osia Odighizuwa, Neville Gallimore, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler, LVE, all them boys, they're going to take away the run game, and Anthony Barr, if we get him, and we're going to make Hurts beat us with his arm. And Anthony Brown had his best season last year under Dan Quinn. I think he's going to have a better season this year. And who the hell knows how good Trayvon Diggs is going to be this season. And Jordan Lewis is going to be good in the slot. Kelvin Joseph might get suspended. Who knows? Or he might not, because Roger Goodell does not make those decisions anymore as far as disciplinary actions. So if Kelvin Joseph wins a job over Anthony Brown and is better than him, that ups our secondary right there. You got Trayvon Diggs, Joseph, and Brown covering A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and whoever hell they want to put at receiver 3. Pascal, Jalen Reagor, Greg Ward, doesn't matter. And then J-Ron Curse, baby. Going to be a top 5 safety this year. J-Ron Curse, watch out. Dan Quinn gave birth to Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas. He's given birth to J-Ron Curse. I'm glad we got him for 2 years, because after this season, he's going to be a freaking monster. So next season, he's going to be a super monster. And after his 2-year contract is up, he's going to want to be paid as the highest paid safety. I guarantee you. So, Eagles feel good about that. You beat 3 winning teams in the last 3 seasons. While last season alone, we beat 4 winning teams with winning records. Last season alone. So if y'all think y'all are in our stratosphere, y'all are dead wrong. And now we got $23 million. That $10 million came free today. And I'm excited to see who we get. The pinned comment on this video is, who do you want to sign on the free agent market? I want a receiver, one more weapon for Dak. Will Fuller fits the bill. Julio Jones is the biggest question mark. He could be the biggest boom or the biggest bust. You could sign Julio for a 1-year deal, and he could maybe ball out like he was 25, because he'd be receiver number 3, getting a lot of one-on-one looks. Or we could get Will Fuller or John Ross. Just say John Ross, because none of our receivers can compare to his speed. Sign John Ross to a cheap 1-year deal. Let him be the take the top off the defense, and return our punts. St. Anthony Bart at linebacker, who plays like Micah Parsons because he comes off the edge like an animal and is a very good linebacker, 4-time Pro Bowler. And then sign the third guy, sign Jim Treader as center as a 1-year deal and let her mentor Biadasz and teach him how to play the position. Because Biadasz never had nobody to show him how to play the position like Tyler Smith does, like Zach Martin did, like Tyron Smith did. All them guys had other veterans show them and take them under the wing. And CeeDee Lamb, baby, y'all watch out. He's going to be a better number one than Amari Cooper. You want to know why? Because he has tenacity and heart. He is an alpha number one. There's a difference between a number one receiver and an alpha dog number one receiver. An alpha dog number one receiver is like a Michael Irvin, a Terrell Owens, a Des Bryant, somebody with passion, leadership, and hunger. Amari Cooper didn't have those things. He was a legit number one. He could produce when he wanted to. He could also quit and disappear when he wanted to. He played good at home. 75% of the away games, he would disappear. In 2019, when I saw him quit against the Patriots in New England, late in the third quarter, he quit. He walked off the field, put on the coat. He was done because Stephon Gilmore was on him like glue. You quit in the middle of a 4-point game. That shows me what kind of heart you have. And then later on that season, against Philly, week 16 for the division, Jason Garrett has to pull Cooper out of the game at Philly because it's cold. And he was running his routes half-heartedly. He was playing half-heartedly. His heart wasn't in the game. So Jason Garrett had to pull him out because he was playing so poorly. And that was a win and get in situation. So Amari Cooper being gone may be a good thing for this team because this team needs attitude and leadership, not somebody who just, quits at will or disappears at will, because Amari Cooper is very good at that. That's why a lot of people always questioned his love for the game. Does he really love football like the rest of them do? CeeDee Lamb is going to make the number 88 proud. He's going to make Michael Irvin proud, Des Bryant, Drew Pearson, all the greats who wore number 88. And I pray to God that Tyler Smith lives up to the number 73. He was compared to Larry Allen by Jerry Jones, and Jerry made it clear that he's not saying that he's going to be as good as Larry Allen, but he's saying that he's got strength like Larry Allen does. And Larry Allen's a guy that bench pressed that 700-pound bench press 20 years ago. If you look up the video, Larry Allen benching that 700 pounds, world record, by the way. The weights were so heavy that it was bending the bar. Nuts. But this season we're going to have a more solid offensive line. Terrence Steele is going to wreck at right tackle. Tyler Smith is going to be good at left guard. Our center play, hopefully, is better, but offensive line will definitely be better. Zeke's going to have a resurgent season, rush for at least 1,300 yards. Pollard's going to get over 1,000, and our defense is going to be smothering. Top 5, maybe top 3. Offense wins games. Defense wins championships. Y'all know that, guys. But let me know who y'all want to sign with this money that we got, because y'all know we are going to sign at least one person. And please subscribe, like, and share, guys. Every subscriber counts and really means a lot to me. That's it for this episode. Charles in Charge is out. I'll catch y'all in a few days, especially if we have some breaking news on a big signing or maybe a trade. There's been a lot of trade talks. So we'll see. But that's it for this episode. Charles in Charge is out.